Emma loved the river. It was her escape, her quiet place. That evening, as she walked toward the old bridge, she inhaled the crisp night air, letting the gentle waves soothe her thoughts. But the moment was shattered by the sound of a struggle. She froze. Peering through the dim streetlight, she saw a man gripping the bridge railing, gasping for breath. A police officer loomed over him. The man pleaded, his voice hoarse, but the officer showed no mercy. With a final shove, he sent him tumbling over the edge. A loud splash. Silence. Then frantic splashing. The man couldn't swim. Emma's heart pounded. She watched as the officer glanced around before walking briskly toward his car and driving away. She clenched her fists, waiting until his headlights disappeared before running forward. She kicked off her shoes and dove in. The water was freezing. She fought against the current, reaching for the man who thrashed weakly. He was going under. Grabbing his collar, she kicked hard, pulling him toward the shore. He coughed, choking on water as she helped him up. "You're okay now," she assured him. He looked at her, shivering, his dark eyes filled with exhaustion and something else she couldn't quite place. "Thank you," he murmured. Emma brought him to her apartment, wrapped him in a blanket, and handed him a cup of tea. He was quiet, watching her as she moved around. When he finally spoke, he introduced himself as Blake. She didn't tell him she knew the man who had thrown him into the river. In her bedroom, she grabbed her phone and dialed the officer's number, her hands trembling. The call connected. "I saw you," she hissed. "I saw what you did." A pause. Then, "Emma, listen." "No! You nearly killed a man. I should report you." "Emma, you don't understand. I don't need to understand. I saved him." Silence. Then, his voice was urgent. "Emma, tell me he's not still there." She hung up. The phone rang again. She ignored it. Returning to the living room, she found Blake finishing his tea. "You okay?" she asked. He nodded. "Just tired. And thank you. But please, don't go to the police. I'll be fine." Her phone buzzed again. Blake noticed her hesitation. "Why aren't you answering?" She forced a smile. "It's nothing." Blake studied her for a moment, then stood. "I should get going." As he walked toward the door, something on the table caught his eye. A framed photo. He picked it up slowly, his fingers running over the glass. His shoulders stiffened. His grip tightened. "Do you know this man?" he asked, his voice low. Emma swallowed hard. "He's my uncle." Her phone chimed. A message. "Emma, the man you saved is a serial killer. Please tell me he's not with you. I'm on my way. Whatever you do, don't let him know you saw me." The air in the room turned ice cold. Her breath caught in her throat. She looked up. Blake was staring at her, his lips curling into an eerie smile. It was him, wasn't it? His voice was barely above a whisper. "He told you who I am." Emma stepped back. Blake sighed, shaking his head. "You shouldn't have answered that message, Emma." Her blood ran cold. "Blake, please." He took a step forward. "I'm sorry," he said softly, "but I have to do this." 30 minutes later, her uncle burst through the door, gun raised. The apartment was eerily quiet. "Emma?" His voice echoed. Then his eyes landed on the floor. Blood. A trail leading to the wall. And there, smeared in crimson across the white paint, a chilling message. "I got you." Emma was gone.